Hello friends, James Stevenson here with a fresh episode of Who's Hatin' Hard on Tesla Today. It's a hater I featured before in the past. Politireality is trying to scare Tesla shareholders out of their investment, telling them the stock is going to crash because European sales are in decline. Let's check this out after I check in with my co-host Loki, who may let me do most of the talking today. He looks like he is resting. So I'll share this tweet with you from Yassel Yonov, probably mispronouncing Yassel's name. Vassal Yonov. Well, I know I mispronounced it one of those times because I pronounced it two different ways. Laughing and saying, this will be featured on Who's Hatin' on Tesla Today. Yeah, he's hating hard. He's always hating hard on Tesla. Today and every other day. Let's scroll up the thread and see what we're talking about. It's a thread begun by Political Reality at Politireality yesterday, as of time of recording, tagging me right at the start of this thread, really trying to pick a fight with me. Hey James, can you please sugarcoat this with one of your charts or podcasts? There is just no way for you to say anything other than how bullish this is. And your followers are going to need some comfort. Otherwise, hashtag Tesla may crash. Retweeting Troy Tesla, who just pointed out, Model Y sales in Europe are on a decline, 72,000 in Q1, 66,000 in Q2, 63,000 in Q3. Well, we know why they were down in Q3, right? Tesla told us on the Q2 earnings call that production would be halted some during Q3, and that would limit the number of vehicles available. So that's just, an observation about quarterly sales. Not every quarter is a record high, right? Some of them are not record highs. So he got 39 likes on this. I replied almost instantly when I saw this tweet, sure thing, pal, how's this? Tesla has already broken its all-time European sales record set last year, with nearly a full quarter left to add to it before 2023 ends. So it's not a question of will this be an all-time record year for Tesla's European sales. It's only a question of by how much, because Tesla has broken it already. And I credit my source as EU-EVs, a site run by a Tesla Q member. So you have to be careful not to put the .com on this when you tweet it. Otherwise, nobody will see your tweet. The algorithm now heavily punishes any link that isn't to somewhere else on X. You can't put an external link in a tweet, or nobody's going to see it. But here's my screenshot. It's going to be easier for you to read this live on the EU-EV's website. So for the rest of the thing, we'll just go there. Well, maybe I can't figure out how to bring this up properly. Okay, there it is. This is the live EU-EV's website. And I'm sorry these numbers are so small and hard for you to read. This is not a great website. It's just a guy. It is a Tesla Q member running this site. And I have no reason to disbelieve the data that's on the site. Just, you get one guy coding a website. It's not going to auto-size the text to always show up right. So what do we have over here? 2017, European sales of Tesla. We're looking at just Tesla brand sales in Europe. And it's only EV sales, but Tesla only makes EVs. So that's going to be true whether you put that constraint on it or not. Here's 2018, 2019. This was the first year that Tesla shipped Model 3 to Europe, so there was a big backlog of Model 3 orders to fill in 2019, which made U.S. sales of Model 3 a lot lower in 2019, at least at the start of the year. Here's 2020, the first year of the COVID multi-year unfavorable impacts. 2021 was a record high year, 2022 was a record high year, and 2023 is going to be another record high year for Tesla. So what's going on? What's Troy complaining about? Well, let's change the view from volumes yearly to volumes quarterly, and you'll see that what Troy observed is correct. In Q1, sales were higher than they were in Q2 or Q3, but Tesla warned us the Q3 sales were going to be lower, and not every quarter is going to be a record high, and you don't need to take my word for that. You can just look at the other quarters on this chart. Now, what's the overall trend? The overall trend here is up and to the right. Tesla's sales in Europe are increasing as time passes. I hope you'll agree. Just glancing at this chart. Now, maybe if you're a Tesla Q member, you think Tesla is in terminal decline now, and they'll never sell more than they sold in Q4 of 2022, which was a record high. Well, they could have said the same thing about Q4 of 2019, which was a record high at the time, and then the following quarter, and the quarter after that were lower, and the quarter after that was lower, and the quarter after that was lower, and the quarter after that was lower. And this quarter was flat, maybe 33, 330. Okay, this one was barely higher before moving to a significant record high here. And this was a record. This was not a record. This was flat, I guess. Barely down. And then Q2 of 2022, these were the Shanghai lockdowns that limited production out of Shanghai by closing the factory for 4 weeks and then running it at limited production for an additional 4 weeks, 1 shift per day, 6 days per week, before moving back to pretty good numbers here, and then a record high in 2022 Q4 here. So what are we to make of this chart? Well, I would say one way of reading it is that this would have been an all-time high if not for the previous quarter. It was an all-time high for any Q1 ever by a lot. Look at the prior year Q1, it was here. Look at the prior year Q1, it was here. Right? Look how much this Q1 was up relative to the 2 prior years, right? How about this one? It would have been an all-time record high for any quarter ever if not for the 2 previous quarters, right? How's it doing versus the prior year Q2? It's more than double the prior year Q2. What about the quarter 2 from 2021? It was way down here, right? So Tesla's sales are way up if you compare them against the same quarter in the prior year or in the year before that. How about Q3 of 2023? It's doing pretty great. Q3 of the prior year was here at 48,000. So 80. Is that 60,000? 60,000 is a lot better than 40-something thousand, right? This is way up, even with all that production stoppage that we were warned about. So what did Politireality have to say when confronted with this information? Did he change his mind? Did he decide that he was gonna change his ways and buy some Tesla stock? No, of course not. He said, you really should do this to your followers. That's what he tweeted. I think he meant the opposite. Did you tell them sales were down 60,000 in Q2 and Q3 of 22 because of Shanghai COVID shipment reductions? Yes, like I just did, and those of you who have been watching my videos for a long time have probably heard me say it 3 dozen times by now. If you've watched all of my videos, I'm constantly reminding people about the Shanghai lockdowns in Q2 of 2022. Because of you, normalize the numbers. The disaster that's demand would be clear. I think because if you normalize the numbers, the disaster that's demand would be clear. A crash is coming. All right, so this is concern trolling. If you don't have your FUD detector on, that's what this is. This is concern trolling. Oh no, I'm so concerned you're going to lose your money that you have invested in Tesla. You should sell now before you lose a lot more money. So I replied, you mean a crash to your $49 Tesla price target by July/August at the latest? So let's take a look at the screenshot here. Just this portion right here in the middle of the screen is what Politireality tweeted unprompted on March the 23rd of 2023. So more than 6 months ago, Politireality tweeted sometime between now and earnings-ish, meaning first quarter earnings. Those would be the next earnings that would come out, around 420. Tesla would have reported their Q1 earnings. I'm expecting a $40 or $50 down day. I believe we will be in the double digits by May. Tesla hasn't traded in the double digits in years and years. They got down as low as maybe 103 or so on January 3rd or 4th of this year, but not down to double digits. So Politireality tweeted his prediction here. I believe we will be in the double digits by May of 2023 and likely hit my $49 price target by July/August at the latest. And then he cash tagged it Tesla and Tesla Q to make sure anybody betting for or against this stock would read his tweet. He wasn't trying to sweep this under the rug. He really wanted people to take notice of his prediction that Tesla would be trading at $49, his price target, by July/August at the latest. So when I reminded him of that yesterday, he said it's pathetic. So here's his October 14th response. It's pathetic that when I call you out, you point to where I've been wrong. Of course I'm going to be wrong sometimes, instead of refuting the argument. So how often have Politireality and I been wrong? 100% of the time on our predictions. We've been wrong on every number we've ever guessed at, right? Because everyone always is. The first rule of forecasting is whatever you forecast, it will be wrong. And FYI, still have 3 days left. He's just telling me, for my information, he still has 3 days left. What? What is he talking about? So I guess this is your way of admitting you're wrong and a clown. I had called him a clown in whatever his previous tweet had been. So I had to ask, where is it? Here. When I asked you yesterday, you didn't clarify what you meant when you said you still have 3 days left. What did you mean? And he did not reply. Somebody else did, and then they deleted their response. So you can't see it between here and here. But somebody had said he means he has 3 days left until the earnings call, or the day that he sent that tweet, he still had 3 days left before the earnings call. And I'm pointing out here, yeah, but that tweet was sent 2 earnings calls ago. His prediction was by earnings there would be a $40 or $50 down day, meaning Q1 earnings announcement. So Forstall replied here, interesting that post was deleted. I'm glad he took a screenshot of it because it's not appearing above. And I said, I don't recall ever seeing that account before. Sometimes people who have notifications set to on, even on likes, will get annoyed when their phone keeps buzzing and just delete a tweet to stop the notifications instead of trying to figure out how to turn the notification setting off. So I think I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to the person who asked that question that they're not a Tesla Q member who was trying to tell me, hey, the stock might still drop by $40 or $50 before earnings, and make him correct. But there you go. That's who's Hatin hard on Tesla today. It is Politireality, as usual. Hatin hard on Tesla like he does every day. And a reminder to click the like button. If you haven't clicked the like button, that helps more people find this video and watch it on whatever platform you're watching it, be that Patreon or X or YouTube. But thank you to everyone who does support my efforts, especially my executive producers who support me in a big way, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com, and I'll see you in the next one.